What if vegetables aren't the health food we've been taught to believe? I thought I was doing everything right, eating clean, following the rules, loading up on all the greens, but nothing worked until I found out they might actually be the root cause to the problem. Hi, I'm Kristin, and welcome to the Kristin Carrera podcast. And today I am sharing the wildest shift I made in my health journey. I cut out vegetables, all of them, and the results shocked me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow, comment below. I love hearing where you are on your journey. Let's support each other in this crazy life of health and get into the real stuff that's working. So let's dive in. Welcome, welcome. I have my cafecito in hand, and it has been a day that I started thinking about what was the first shift? What was the thing that I noticed the most of going carnivore when I started, right? And it was the fact that I loved everything about trying to be healthier and trying to learn about the benefits of vegetables and fruits and eat the rainbow, right? I was that girl. I was the green juice girl. You can go back to old things on social media where I was making juices for me and my kids as well. I loved juicing. I sort of still miss it sometimes, but it was not helping me. I did the protein bowls. I did the big colorful salads. I followed the clean eating rules like my life depended on it because I was already suffering from depression, anxiety, fatigue, brain fog, low energy. I was going through all these things and I was trying to make that shift. I was trying to make the change and see if it would help with all of these things that I had going on. But behind the scenes, I was still constantly bloated. I had intense fatigue. My mood would crash midday. I was living in a cycle of low energy, brain fog, and depression. And I kept wondering, why do I feel like this if I'm doing everything right? Right? I'm working out, I'm journaling, I'm meditating, I am doing all the things that you hear doctors, nutritionists, dietitians tell you to do online, in books, but it wasn't working. Then I found carnivore, right? Carnivore was, when I first heard about carnivore, I thought it was absolutely crazy. And I thought that there was no chance ever that I would try carnivore because I was the live your life balanced, you could still have your croqueta and eat it too type girl. And so at first I thought, no way, no vegetables, no plants. It just really sounds extreme. And it does. I get it. I get it. I was there with you. But the more that I read stories from people who tried it, the more I wondered what would happen if I stopped eating the foods I thought were helping. So I gave myself a New Year's resolution goal. I said starting January 1st, 2024, I am going to do a 30-day challenge. I'm going to start this podcast for my accountability and I'm going to see what happens. So beef, eggs, butter, salt, water. That's it. Super simple. No guessing, no plants, no fruits, no nothing. And I'm going to give it a shot because I was in the part of my life that if I didn't do this, I was going to wonder, what if it does help me? I was stuck in a deep depression that was just getting worse with 3 children, and I didn't know how to get out of it. I didn't know how to move. I didn't know what to do. And so, what did I have to lose? What do I have to lose by doing a 30-day carnivore challenge, right? And I started with 30 days. I decided after 30, I was seeing very, very small improvements. I did not have that aha moment. I did not have that overnight success of having all this energy and feeling amazing like you hear online, I struggled. I was on what I call the roller coaster train wreck. I wanted to quit every single day. And so this is not an educational video that I'm giving you, but a what worked for me video. And what works for me may not necessarily work for you. And I'm not telling you to quit vegetables and fruit for the rest of your life, but I really, truly, truly advocate and believe that everybody should do carnivore, has an elimination diet to start, and then see where you go from there. See where you want to go from there. See how your life starts to change on carnivore. Make your own decision. But here is what changed for me. So my bloating disappeared. I looked like I was 3 months pregnant. I swear, every single night. That was gone. My mood was more stable. My energy was finally consistent. I didn't have those midday crashes, and those crashes were bad. The depression that followed me for 8 years started to lift. And I wasn't obsessed about, I have to get this much in today. I need to make sure I get enough vegetables in today. Did I have fruit? Like all of that constant, am I doing enough? Was just silence, because I started to learn eat when hungry, stop when full. And that's one of the things that I love about carnivore, because I learned that about my own body. Some people will still come to me and say, like, that's not enough breakfast. That's not enough calories to give you energy throughout the day. But I learned to listen to my body. My body is going to be different than your body in the way that it reacts to the amount of breakfast that I eat versus the amount of breakfast you eat. And so learning your own body telling you what you need is so important and a game changer in learning nutrition, learning what's good to fuel you throughout your day. I felt finally grounded than I had ever in such a long time, mentally, physically, emotionally. And it wasn't perfect. Like I said, it wasn't perfect, but I felt the clarity and the calm I hadn't experienced in years. So vegetables, where I thought that that's what I needed, I realized we're actually doing more harm than good, especially with my gut, because I have microscopic colitis. And so it was making it worse. And I just couldn't see it, because we are so brainwashed, pretty much, from the time that you are little to be taught that you need to eat your vegetables, that your vegetables are important, that your vegetables are healthy, that your vegetables are going to help you, right? But they were doing the exact opposite for me. So there is no one size fits all in this journey. I think that everybody's different, right? Again, what works for me may not work for you, but I truly do think that doing carnivore for at least 60 to 90 days is a wonderful reset for your body. And if you are struggling with any health issues, I think that it's not only a reset, but you're going to see such a great shift that you're not going to want to go back to the crappy way that you were eating. Trust me. So I would love to hear your comments below. What do you think? Do you really think we need vegetables? I know this is such a controversial subject. There will be so many people saying that, yes, you need your vegetables, and that I'm absolutely crazy because I'm not eating my vegetables. But again, my life, not yours. And That's pretty much it. I mean, you telling me that I need to eat my vegetables is not going to make me want to eat my vegetables. And second, I feel the difference. I can see the difference. Now, if you want to start reintroducing foods to see if something affects you and something doesn't, yes, do that. Do you. Okay. But on the carnivore journey, it is only meat, butter, salt, water. Simple. Simplicity makes life easier. And you will see that shift. I hope that this video helped you in any way, form of your life. And again, comment below, leave any questions that you have, and I will see you again on the next podcast.